The pullback of Ukrainian forces in the key eastern city of Severodonetsk marks another big swing in momentum in one of the bloodiest battles of the war. Ukraine claimed last week that it had secured half the city in a surprise counterattack. It's one of the last areas standing in the way of Russia controlling the Luhansk region. Liam Collins is a retired US Special Forces colonel and former advisor to Ukraine's military. Welcome back to the programme, Colonel Collins. So, Severodonetsk, one place where there's been a fierce battle. Ukrainian forces had managed to hold on, but now pulling back. How much of a turning point might it be if Russia takes Severodonetsk?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a significant turning point. I mean, Severodonetsk does not offer any significant strategic value or tactical value, and it's taken Russia. They've thrown everything they have just to make those limited gains. Weeks of attacks just to gain the city. At the same time, they've lost more territory to Ukrainian counterattacks in the northeast around Kharkiv and in the south in the Kherson Oblast. So in terms of what terrain has changed hands, Ukraine's gained a lot more than Russia has over the past few weeks.
Does it have some value to Russia, though, in terms of morale, though?
Probably maybe a little bit of morale. I mean, they could view that as, okay, they've had some success taking a city, but again, it was really, they purely took that by just launching as many artillery strikes into the city as possible. I mean, they cobbled together battalion tactical groups that were decimated elsewhere on the battlefield. So, yeah, I mean, it's a small tactical victory there, but at great cost for Russia.
Some reports of civilians sheltering in a chemical plant there. Do you think this could potentially end up being another Mariupol?
I mean, if it's the civilians hunkering down there, keep in mind in Mariupol, right, it was a mix of both civilians and approximately 2,000 fighters that you just talked about before. And so if it's just civilians hunkering down there, I wouldn't equate it to being the same thing unless fighters are there. And not surprising, right? That's a very challenging terrain or building structure for the Russians to take. So that's where civilians are going to hide, but not necessarily a good place given all the chemicals that are there.
So fighting has recently been mainly focused on the Donbass region, but reports saying that northern and eastern Ukraine are also being targeted by Russia. Is Russia making gains?
No, like I said, I mean, if you look over the last few weeks, the only place they've made some very limited gains is in the Severodonetsk and the Luhansk Oblast. Overall, right, they've lost territory to Ukrainian counterattacks in the northeast and in the south. So, not surprising to see, okay, Russia, if they get success here, they might try to put some forces in the north and east to try to fight back some of those Ukrainian counterattacks.
As you say, small gains perhaps on both sides. Are we really now in a war of attrition? There's no end in sight, is there?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in a war of attrition since, the second week of the war. Right, if you look at what the potential end state, right, Putin's not going to want to leave without some kind of victory, and Ukraine's not going to walk away giving up more terrain, more territory to the Russians after having never gotten the Donbass back after 8 years of fighting there. So we're going to be in a long war for sure.
There are more Western weapons arriving in Ukraine all the time, though. Is that going to turn the tide?
Yeah, it will definitely help, right? Keep in mind, Ukraine's a much smaller but much more capable military than Russia, which has overwhelming combat power, but poorly trained forces, poor leadership. And so as long as Ukraine's morale stays high and as long as they're able to replace the weapon systems that are being attrited, the ammunition that's being attrited as the fight goes on, and some additional weapons capabilities, then they'll be able to hold off and hopefully counterattack and regain some of these territories that they've done in the past.
OK, Liam Collins, thanks very much indeed for talking to us today.
Thank you.